All right, let's talk about the word craftsmanship. So when you begin to color in your design, you need to consider how neatly you go about coloring it. So the first thing you should know about coloring, you should always use the side of the colored pencil, and it should be sharp enough that you get a lot of use out of the side of the pencil. So first thing I like to do is outline the area that I'm going to be shading in, and this is just going to kind of build a barrier to help me keep my colors within that particular space. Okay, this is when I'm going to switch to the side of my pencil, and your drawing will look so much neater if you use the side of the pencil, shade slowly, and if you shade in the same direction. So you can see that this whole area is looking nice and smooth because I used the side edge of my colored pencil. Too often what I see is that students use the top of the pencil and they try to color with the top of the pencil. And you can see that when you use the pointy top edge, you end up seeing individual pencil lines. And you can see how this top area looks smoother and neater. This one doesn't look quite as smooth and neat. That's because I use the top edge. The other issue that I see students do is they color in too many directions, where the line goes up and down and side to side, and that is also not going to look as neat as if you had used the side edge and colored in one direction. So if your coloring looks like one of these examples down here, where you use the top edge or you went in too many directions, you can actually clean that up and make it smoother again. And the way you do that is you use the side of your pencil and you overlap with tiny circles. And when you start to overlap with small circles, all those lines start to fade away, and you can eventually make that area look smoother and neater just by layering up those color pencils. So you can see the difference right now. How this just smoothed out because I layered with circles, and here I can still see the scratchy lines. So it is worth it to take the time to clean that up. What I look for when I grade is neatness. Did you stay inside your pencil lines? And I'm looking for, did you color solidly? If I see white paper showing through, then that tells me you could have colored a little more solid. So take the time to really layer those pencils and get that smoother and neater to look at. That will improve your craftsmanship score. The other really awesome thing about these colored pencils is that you can layer them to make your colors much more vibrant. So you can see that I am still just layering over this whole bottom section, and that blue is starting to become much more bolder and brighter. And this is really taking advantage of the quality of this colored pencil. They are meant to be layered, and they are meant to become almost like a waxy surface. But I might leave it like this if I want to show value change. But I'm going to show you how, when I still keep layering, that I can get this surface really smooth and shiny. And this is the best use of this colored pencil. So those of you who finish early, if you've got all your color in place, I want you to look at your design, and I want you to check for the white areas. Do you still see paper showing through? If so, you need to go back over and fill them. Check for directions in that line. If your lines are going in too many directions and it doesn't look smooth and neat, go back over it. Or begin to start layering up your colors like I'm doing right now. So now you can see that when I really layer, this surface gets really smooth and shiny. Your color becomes much more bold and vibrant compared to this is where I just did one soft layer. This is where I went over and over, and that's the best use of your color pencils. So those are some tips that I have for you in terms of craftsmanship. Remember that half of your points come from your craftsmanship, how neatly you colored. So these tips will get you more points within your craftsmanship part of your rubric. So go ahead and take a look at what you have drawn and figure out how you can improve with that coloring.